Hello Cyber Crew, Lady Cyber here, your global news flash for November 23, 2025. Buckle up, we've got summit showdowns, climate compromises, and activist firestorms, metaphorical, mostly. G20 strikes a deal without the US. Despite Trump's full boycott, G20 leaders in Johannesburg have adopted a joint declaration that calls out climate risk, green energy, and debt relief. That empty US seat is looking very intentional. South Africa says yes, we can, to climate and debt relief. Under its G20 presidency, South Africa pushed through language on climate finance and debt relief. Diplomatic poker? They just called everyone's bluff. G20 holds up multilateralism, finally. The Johannesburg Declaration leans into strengthening global governance and multilateral solutions. The G20 is trying to prove summit diplomacy still matters. Activists in Africa demand power shift. African civil society groups at the G20 are pressing for a rapid move away from fossil fuels, but want renewables to be locally owned, not just greenwashed. COP30 wraps with a compromise and frustration. Delegates at COP30 have agreed to a deal. It boosts funding for poorer nations to adapt, but critically, it sidesteps any plan to phase out fossil fuels. Climate finance wins, but demand for fossil exit falls flat. The compromise talks at COP30 tripled the target for adaptation finance. But as some negotiators grumble, where's the fossil fuel exit plan? COP30 pays lip service to trade plus climate. As part of the deal, world leaders agreed to explore how trade policies can align better with climate goals. It's talk of trade meets green, hopeful, but vague. Info integrity finally gets a spotlight. For the first time at a COP summit, there's a formal declaration to promote information integrity on climate change. Yes, disinformation is officially on the radar. Greenpeace slams the ambition gap. A Greenpeace report released during COP30 argues G20 countries' 2035 climate targets are way too weak. Their message, do better. Macron and Modi flex diplomatic muscles. On the sidelines of the G20, French President Macron met Indian PM Modi to reaffirm their partnership. The two are cozying up while heads of state hustle. G20's theme is no accident. This year's Johannesburg summit is wrapped in solidarity, equality, sustainability. Big words, now leaders have to walk the walk. COP30's flame isn't just symbolic. The fire that earlier disrupted COP30 is now a metaphor for the summit itself, hot, dangerous, and not fully under control. Until next dispatch, this is Lady Cyber, powering down with poise, pixels intact, and a stray smirk programmed in. Stay sharp. Stay charged. And if your world buffer bars, simply reboot with irony.